welcome one and all to the Whiskey Chaser live show. Last week we had Bizu Suzuki on, and here we are back at it again. If you missed that video, the replay is live on the channel, and you can go check it out. Cog in the Wheel was supposed to join us this week, but unfortunately he had to reschedule. He will be back again next week. That's what he said, so we'll see how it goes. But tonight, I have a super cool fellow friend, sporty rider, and absolute rock star, Spiker Bay Beth.
Oh, stop.
Oh, look. How's it going?
Hi. It's going. How are you, friend?
Yeah, I'm great. What's it like in Ohio?
It's been pretty hot. I bought a kiddie
Yeah.
pool to put my husky in, and she hated it, so it's just gonna be my pool now. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna lay in it in the sun.
That's surprising because most of the time they like that. You know, I had 2 huskies when I was growing up.
They're fun. They're such fun critters.
They loved our pool. We had an above ground pool, and they would jump in that thing all the time.
She's like a hater of water unless she's like free off the leash, but in the backyard, it's like, what are you doing to me? Why are you putting me in this thing? Maybe I'll fill it with ice. Maybe she'll be interested if there's ice in there or something like that. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll see.
I mean, that might be true. Have you seen the videos of them, and they're like literally laying outside in the snow, like completely covered, and they're just like, they're so happy. They're in their element. They love it.
I cannot get her inside in the snow. She loves it so much. It's her favorite. I'm like, dude, it's freezing out. Come inside.
Not for them. They love it.
Huskies are fun.
They're like manatees, man.
Dude, yes.
So, you were just like on Bryce.
Yes.
Show.
How was that?
Did you have a good time?
It was a ton of fun. I was like, is yours live? Because I totally assumed. He was like, no, like I pre-recorded to make sure like comments are under control and stuff. I was like, yeah, let's let those comments roll on the next one. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, we're live.
We're live, baby.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
What's his name? I'll do it live.
Yeah, I'll
do it live.
Let's do it live.
Do it live.
No, I had a ton of fun with Bryce. Super, super great. Super nice guy. Good questions about like, just my travels. And he asked me like a stumper about Harley-Davidson, like how I feel about how they're doing with my demographic and stuff. And I was like, oh shoot, I don't know. Yeah. They kind of suck sometimes, but sometimes it's all right. You know what I mean? Like it's hit or miss. Sometimes they miss the mark.
Yeah, no, for sure. You can definitely tell like they have like the 3 tiers of bikes now. Like they have the very beginning, intermediate, like the beginning ones, the intermediate ones, and then like the big boys who are the traditional cross country rider type bikes and stuff like that. So let's talk about some of the guys we got in the comments over here. We got
who's hanging out?
Bryce here.
Yes, hi.
Ty from Tennessee's here.
Hi, Ty.
Gray, Country Coder. Parker's in here.
Hi, Parker. Thanks for hanging out with us. She's so sweet to me.
You hung out with Parker at Babes Ride Out.
Yes, I have my second beer ready to go in my Babes Ride Out koozie. Yes.
We got
my favorite koozie.
We got one around here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Bobber to send me his.
In your koozie collection, dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, we got a crazy. We moved here with 4 koozies because I had a whole box full of koozies.
Yeah.
And I said, we can't take all these with us. So we
try to get rid of them.
And now we have
30.
Like 50.
Oh, I have a whole freaking cabinet full of just beer koozies. And every time I go to an event, I love getting them, but like, yeah, my cabinet, if you open it, they just kind of like fall out on top of your head above my sink. Oh, yeah. All these beer koozies.
Dude, all the time. They fall out all over the place. Like you just like are trying to get something out, like trying to get a glass or something like that. It's just all over the place.
And funny enough, my fiance just got another beer koozie for free from the Vans store for buying Vans crap. So
I believe it. Whenever I was working as a venue manager, I would bring the bands in and set up their merch tables and stuff, and they would hand me like stickers, koozies, patches, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, this is great. I love it, but please stop.
I know, because it's just like you end up collecting it all. I have such a massive collection of people's stickers, and it's like, I don't know what to do with them all. I've used a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. This is covered like in all of my.
Oh, hey, I see a Whiskey Chaser sticker.
Yeah, that's cute. But I mean, like all my buddies and friends, but like this got covered very quickly. And I still have a whole entire like massive vanilla envelope full of stickers and all kinds of cool things and poker chips from you guys. Like I'm collecting all these cool like I don't know, motovlogger friend tokens as I've been a motovlogger, and it's just I don't know, it's so special.
That's
It's a
awesome.
special community.
I did turn my mic up. I had it set on automatic because the last time I was on this, it said that it was really quiet too.
Oh,
So I
okay.
tried
Hopefully-
automatic. Now it's all the way up. So hopefully
Auto.
you guys, yeah, hopefully you guys are not having your eardrums blown out.
Yeah, same.
So, what are we drinking? I saw you had a beer there.
Oh, so I am a cider lady or a sour
Okay.
lady. But when Jeff came in here to check my mics, he thought he picked up his beer and went to walk out and he drank this cider. It's a pear cider. So it's like kind of tart. It's Blake's hard cider.
Grizzly pear.
Yeah, it's a pear cider and it's really tart and bitter. I like tart and bitter things because, you know, I can be a little tart and bitter or whatever. But he about
You are
vomited
what
in
you
our...
drink.
Yeah, exactly. He about puked in our hallway because he was like, oh my God. He turned around and handed my beer right back to me. I'm like,
That's
sorry.
hilarious. That's very funny.
It was really
I
funny.
think I remember whenever I met you at that bar
Yes.
in Columbus, you
Yeah.
also had a sour
Yep.
beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Land
it was
grant,
that-
yeah.
You had the smaller one.
Mm-hmm. Those snifters is what they usually call it or whatever.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, the little snifter. Because it's like a
fancy.
higher ABV.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Usually if it's like a barrel aged sour too, those are always high.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. I really liked that place. That spot was really, really cool. I'm glad you guys were able to all come out and meet me and hang and stuff like that. Unfortunately, you know, the video is lost in the ether of the hard drive somewhere.
Oh no.
Yeah. But you know what? It was still a good time and I had fun and I hope that you guys had fun and
Yes,
we had-
of
we had
course.
Clint on here a couple of weeks ago. He was the
Yes,
first
my
guest.
buddy.
Yeah. And he took some amazing pictures and it was a lot of fun. So
He is such a killer photographer. Oh my gosh.
oh yeah.
Unreal.
Absolutely. I want
The
to try to
shots.
get because like I have my camera that my vlogging camera
Yeah.
that I'm using it right now, and I want to get like a picture camera, one that's specifically for pictures. This one takes
Yes.
pictures, but it's really hard to set up manually, and I want to get like a good picture taking camera, and I'm gonna start talking to him about some stuff, what I should get, what I should be looking for.
He is the guy. He knows the
I
info.
know he's incredible, super
Oh.
inspirational.
Yes. I'm not crying. I'm like having like a moment. My beer and choked me up for a second.
It's okay. You can cry. You can cry over
Clint's
cider.
photography is just so good. No, seriously though, he did a killer job. He helped me out with my 10K video and it's just so good.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
that was
Like
a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
oh, so much fun. He has like the eye for things that some people just I don't know. He has a knack for it.
Yeah, we were talking about his ability to find like the old abandoned areas, like the schools and stuff, and I'm like,
know.
how?
I
How
don't
are you
get
able
it.
to do this? It's crazy. He just like knows. He's like got like, you know, those like sticks that they had, they're like water sticks.
Yeah.
That you just like whatever. Like it's just he knows.
Literally one of the places he took me to was so close to my house. I was like, how the fuck did I not know about this place?
Yeah, it's right there,
like
and you have no.
right there, like right down the road. No, and then
That's
like when you
incredible.
get there too, he's like, go over here, and I'll stand over there, and then I'm like, okay, dude, I don't know, I'll just do whatever you say. You know
Yeah.
what's up. I don't.
And he's like, I have 10 blue smoke bombs, I have 10 green smoke bombs, and I have 25 gray smoke bombs. So let's set them all off at the same time, and it'll look great.
It will look great. It's so much fun. Like the first few times I grabbed onto him, he was like, geez, Beth, please be careful. Like he's looking out for me. And there was one time where it like shot flames straight out of it. And I was like, oh, maybe you were right. I do need to be like a little careful here. These are actually it's maybe slightly dangerous. Oh, yeah. At the
Oh.
10K shoot, I accidentally made a sparkler bomb because I forgot that was like a thing that you can do. I bought
You accidentally made a sparkler.
It was very scary. Like both of us were like, because I tried to light them all at once very quickly for like, you know, a big action shot or whatever. But when I lit them all together very quickly, it just imploded in his very, very fancy camera, like right directly in front of his fancy camera. I was like, is your camera okay? Like, I didn't care if I burnt myself on sparklers. I didn't care about anything. I was like, is the camera okay? Dear Lord.
Yeah, you're like, I accidentally built a pipe bomb. My bad.
Quite literally. That would be something. I accidentally made napalm. Sorry.
I put bleach and ammonia together. It was...
I didn't realize that was a thing that could kill me potentially. So
you just hit 10K. Speaking of 10K, so what are the you know, your thoughts on going into like such an accomplishment like
oh
that?
my
you
gosh,
know, like...
I don't know what to think. I can't believe so many people are supporting my wild ass. Like, honestly,
yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Not why. I just said yeah, but yeah. Tell me why.
I can't thank them enough. Honestly, I'll try and tell you why, but like I don't have the answers. Quite honestly, it seems like people just like having fun with me. I like having fun with other people too. I like going places on a motorcycle. I just am just really shocked that so many people are actually, I don't know, caring about what I'm doing, what I'm making, and actually commenting and watching. It's wild.
Yeah, being there and looking forward to it. And...
yeah, showing up to events and, you know, slowly meandering towards me like, aren't you Beth? Aren't you Biker Big Beth? I'm like, come over here and say hi. I got stickers. Right. Let me, you know, like, don't be shy. People are definitely starting to slowly get more likely to come up to me at events and say hi, which is awesome. So anybody watching, if you meet me in person, super nice. Come say hi.
She is nice. I met her in person. She's very nice.
Yes, I'm approachable.
She took me to her favorite burrito place, and I have to tell you that was one of the best burritos I had in my entire life. It was incredible.
Oh, Big Mama's. So if you're ever in Ohio, yes, there's one in Columbus and one in Athens. Big Mama's burritos.
Yeah, dude. That
got me through some good drunken nights. Yes.
The that beer that I got too, that next door, was really good
as
well.
Little.
Actually, I told my friend about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that brewery before." He heard of like every brewery ever, but
I made him get some Rheingeist, and that's a big shout out to some of my friends because I have a buddy who works at Rheingeist Brewery actually. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Made you get the IPA of my local city, Cincinnati.
So like, are there what's up with the future of the channel? Do you have any like sort of movement ideas, anything like that? Are you just gonna keep chugging along at what you're doing?
Yeah, I think I told Brian, like, I'm gonna keep on chugging, try my best to keep producing content that people are interested in, maybe do more trips, more adventures. I have no idea though. I know that I need to get my stupid little fingers tinkering on my iron head. That series, I started it in the winter, and
you had like 3 videos, right?
I got like, I think I got to like the 4th one, and I started like pulling shit off, and everybody got really upset, and I was like, whoa, let me just take a second. They're like, what are you doing? It's so pristine. Don't take that stuff off. And I'm like, I'm just gonna take a second. So the carb needs finished stuff on it, and then once that's done, I'm gonna start riding it a little and
cool.
See how I'm feeling.
Yeah, blow some of the dust, the cobwebs and stuff like that off.
I haven't got to ride it. It's a right side shift. I need to get some practice on it.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to wrap your head around. You know, it's like trying to ride in like a car that's like a right-hand drive. Like it's
yeah.
It's so like it's the same, like it,
yes,
but it's just different.
But just slightly opposite.
Yeah, it's like trying to eat your food with like the other hands, like what am I doing here?
It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy the first. I know Jeffrey got it out for one ride before I like pulled the carb apart to clean it and then like left it in abandonment and sadness in the corner. He said that it was just really bizarre. And then also the The foot brake is just super fucked. Like it needs major work to be safe. So like, you only have your handbrake available. So definitely it needs some safety protocols before I start taking it to some vintage bike nights. But that's really the goal, honestly, is to get it running again and take it to some bike nights. But I want to chop it.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
I
We'll
want to
see.
do that to my Sportster. I've been like, I got the Bolt so that I could start working on the
Yeah.
Sportster more,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to like slowly get pieces together for it.
Time and
But I
money. Time
really
and
want to
money.
get, yeah. Well, I got the time, just no money.
I know.
Ain't that
Yes.
ain't that
Yes.
always the case,
It's always one or the other that you're missing
Yeah.
in that equation.
Yeah, but I just got a gauge relocation kit for the fork, so I'm gonna completely
Nice.
eliminate the gauges on the riser on the tree,
Yes.
and it'll be like I'm just ready for that to be completely cleaned out and to be
That'll make it
much
sharp.
nicer looking, so much
Yeah.
nicer looking. Yeah, so let me see here. I
Got
got
people
some
in the chat.
questions.
Okay,
Yeah, there are some people in the chat. Iron Dundee's here. Bullseye's here.
Hi. Hello,
Um,
hello.
Bolt Bucket showed up. We got
What's up, friends?
Moto Travels. Yeah, I think I mentioned everybody else.
Yes. Shoot me your questions.
How long have you been riding, and how did you get into it? And then how long have you had Odessa, right?
Odessa.
Because
Yeah.
I say Odessa because Odessa.
Odessa is what people tell me I should say, but I like to be like the
But it's
weirdo
Odessa.
and yes,
That's
and say
okay.
things
If it's Odessa, it's
incorrectly.
Odessa.
Yeah, there's
It's a
both
name. It's not a
pronunciations.
city. It's a name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not a proper noun. It's
Yeah.
I named her. Okay. I have been riding since, and this sounds wild. Like earlier today, I was like thinking about it. I've been riding since 2014. That's when I got my little Yamaha SR250. It was a early 1980s, very vintage Yamaha, fun bike to ride around the city. So it's been like 7 years. Holy crap, that's wild. And then I rode
What year was that?
2014 is when I got that baby. So.
But what year? What year was the bike? Was it a 2014?
Oh, no. It was a 1981, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was called the Exciter SR250 little baby. It was a really fun bike to ride around. It was the best bike to learn on because after I don't know, about a year and a half, I was over it and wanted my Harley.
Yeah.
So I've had Odessa for I would say 5 years or so now. Yeah, and I love that bike so much. I rode a little bigger Sportster the other day, a 1200 Nightster. I was like, damn it, I wish she was a 1200. Like, gosh darn it. Says every 883 owner ever.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the number one things on my list to do to this Sportster is a 1250, 1275 something.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with
a
you.
little bit more than what it is for sure. So how'd you get
Well,
into it? Like what motivated you to start riding motorcycles?
my fiance,
Oh, okay, cool.
he bought that Yamaha. Well, we bought the Yamaha because he saw it, he wanted it. We both were like, okay, we can afford it together. And he was like, I'll teach you. And I was like, oh no, I'll just ride on the back. But he really wanted, I don't know, he wanted a girl that could know how to ride a motorcycle with him rather than be on the back. So he taught me how to ride in parking lots and built up Bethy's confidence. And, after a lot of practicing, I was starting to ride to work after I graduated from college. When I was in college, I only rode up and down the streets to parking lots, nothing crazy. But after I graduated from OU, I started riding to work every day and just being really, really avidly riding on that Yamaha. And I was like, I need a bigger bike. As soon as I got the Harley, I was hooked. Never stopped riding. And honestly, for the first time at Babe's Ride Out, that was the first time I ever rode on the back of a motorcycle with anybody else.
Yeah.
It was with Gina. Yeah. I had never been on the back of one before. So, yes, definitely Jeffrey. He motivated me, no doubt.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was actually kind of the opposite way for Parker because she got her V-Star 250.
Yeah.
and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a bike with a clutch and a transmission that I have to shift and like da da da. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. So we got the bike. She rode it around the parking lot for like an hour, and
Mm-hmm.
then we rode home. And then I was like, okay, have fun, go.
Good luck. Good luck,
And I
lady.
just
You
kind of
got
like,
this.
I like threw her in the deep end of like, okay, you're in New York
Toss her
City
in the pool.
traffic, so
Yeah,
have fun.
yes. That is literally being thrown into like
Yeah.
the very, very deep end. Like a swamp with swamp monsters, honestly. Like in comparison. I'm like going to abandoned grocery parking lots and you're like, Parker, go to that grocery store down the road. Good luck.
Yeah.
Don't die.
I'm like, you got to go to work. Okay. Have fun. Good
Oh
luck
my
getting home.
goodness. Well, I mean, honestly, being on one of those smaller bikes in the city was probably the best choice because you can maneuver so much better. I think those 250s are perfect for beginner folks, and even like if you want to like keep riding, I'm gonna miss the Yamaha once I get my brother riding on it and it's out of my garage. I'm gonna miss
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but
Absolutely.
fun bikes.
Yeah. I definitely like I outgrew the Sportster for sure. Like I could ride a bigger bike easily. Like but it's just like there's something about like you have it and you learn stuff on it and you go through
Yes,
so much together and you're
I
just like, man,
know.
I don't want to get rid of this thing. I just want to
Have a
keep it forever
bond.
and do all kinds of cool stuff to it and da da da.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get asked
So
all
I
the
don't know
time
if
if
we'll
I'm.
ever get rid of it.
I know people ask me all the time, "Are you gonna get rid of Odessa? Are you gonna trade in your white sporty?" I had one guy at a gas station. Like I'm on my bike, I think I was putting beer on my sissy bar, and he like stops his car, gets out of his car, walks around. His wife is in the passenger seat, and he looks at me. He goes, "You selling that bike?" And I straight looked at him, and I was like, "I will never sell this bike." And then I started my Harley. I'm like, I get asked all the time if I'm going to sell Odessa, and it's like, yes, she's an 883. Yes, she's not the fastest Sportster ever, but I might put 1200 kid in it one day, and she'll be great.
I mean, people kind of like they shit on the 883, but dude, that thing has got like massive torque right off the line.
Such a perfect bike to get your good torque experience in, baby.
Yeah. Like, you're going 75 and you're kind of like shaking a little bit. There's a couple of pops and rattles that you're not sure of. And it's just like, oh, what was that squeak? Am I going to die now?
I know
That kind
so
of
many
thing.
times. Oh
And
my
then, like, after 2 hours, you pull over in the gas station and it's like, tink, 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 tink.
Oh,
And
I
like
know
the valves are
tinkering.
like rattling, like, and you're like, I think I should turn this off for a while.
I got told by my lovely friends that they were like, your bike is really loud after we were done riding. I was like, oh no, it's fine. They're like, literally, Beth, your valves sound like they're gonna explode. It's
Like
fine.
I'm gonna stay 15 feet
I'm
away
not
from this thing.
concerned. Odessa and me are just fine. She might be
Yeah.
spitting oil on my pants, but we're fine. Yeah.
Don't you worry about me.
Worry about yourself. Shit, we are just good. No,
Yours
she
is
needs work. Yep.
It's a '08, right?
Yep, an 08, yeah, an XL for my short little legs. Yep.
Oh yeah. So I have a '05 XL custom. So
They're so
pretty similar, man.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
only I think one of the biggest differences is yours is fuel injected, mine's
Yep.
carbureted.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
then-
So you were right before.
Yeah, it was the '06 was the last year they did carbureted. '07 I think they switched to fuel injection.
Yeah. Right
And
before.
then you have the traditional tank, like the peanut looking tank.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have like the big old fat wide squatty one.
That's the one where people are like, "That's not a Sportster," and you're like, "Yeah, it is." Yes.
I hate it. I think it looks so dumb. But people don't think it's a Sportster just because of that tank. You are right about that.
Precisely.
I have
Yeah.
people who ask me if it's a Dyna all the time.
Yeah. Yes. It
Yeah.
kind of does look like a lowrider Dyna, like an older
Yeah.
style No, my friend Nicole who rode with us down to Babes Right Out, she has a 1200 Sportster and it's that wider tank and I think it looks nice honestly, but it's like, oh, that's not a Sportster. People say that too.
It's just like a little bit more. It's not like traditional because like the traditional one is like the one that you have.
Yes,
But
yeah, the peanut.
it's like, like they went during the like 60s, 70s into the early 80s with that tank, and then they switched over to like the more squatty or wide one
Yeah.
kind of style. So
Yep.
it's like that kind of traditional. It's like 80s, early 90s traditional.
It fits the Harley's like models, especially during
Yeah.
that time. Like, yeah, that was their MO for sure. Was the little like a little bit just a little wider, but they went back to the old school little peanut chopper tank
I
look.
know. I
I
might
love
have
it.
to get one because I like those so much better.
I love it, but I hate the mileage. Dog. Everybody else was like, "Damn it, Beth, we gotta stop again at
I mean,
110
mine's
miles
yeah,
to
mine's the
fuel."
same way
Yeah.
regardless. Like it's not any bigger capacity wise. It's still like
Okay.
3.3 gallon
Oh, yeah,
tank, I
mine's
think,
the
something like that.
3.3. Yep, that
Yeah.
sucks. There is a like a 3 point or a 4.3 or there's like
Yeah,
one size bigger or something.
you can also put the oh man, which one is it? I think it's you can put one of the Dyna tanks on the
Yes.
Sportsters and
I
it's
think
like a
I've heard
four
something
it's like a
wonky.
4.6
Yeah.
liter or 4.6 gallons, something like that. Yeah.
Just
So
a little bit more fuel. Just a little bit.
yeah, well, even like the Bolt only gets 100 and 120, 130 miles to
Yeah.
the tank, so
Yeah. I
it
mean,
sucks, but
any average person though at that point is like, yeah, I need to fucking stop.
yeah,
So,
dude, that's like an hour and a half worth of ride.
yeah,
On
honestly,
the
if you're still like, I want to keep going for 3 hours, I'm like, no, man, I'm gonna dumb and dumber it and pee. So
yeah,
we're stopping or I'm peeing. One of the what
yeah.
it's just happening no matter what.
I'm chugging a Red Bull at every stop anyway, so
I
my
know.
chlorine levels are like through the roof.
I think seriously, Gina took a picture of me on the way home when we were doing our 8 hour trek back from Babes, and I have a Red Bull in one hand and like Jack Link's jerky at my feet, and I'm like, that is just like quintessential traveling on a motorcycle gas station food choices right there.
Oh yeah, I had so much
The
gas
best.
station food on my way, like on my trip. It was just
Yes.
basically every I would say 3 out of 4 stops was gas station food.
Something.
Yeah. So tell us about Grits and Glory. How was that?
Oh, it was so freaking fun. It was a lot more intimidating roads getting there than I expected, honestly. The
Yeah.
riding was a lot more intense. I went there alone, met up with her two wheels halfway.
I saw that you
Coincidentally,
met her in the gas station.
yeah, so me and her were kind of just like chatting back and forth about like when we were leaving or like what have you. And I was like, hey, I'll just give you updates when I stop. Like if I stop at a gas station, I'll be like, hey, I'm stopping at this gas station. If you're near, happen to pass, what have you. So I messaged her. I was like, I'm off of this state route at this gas station. If you're passing, stop. And she didn't have service. Gets service, gets my text, and it was like the next exit. So she just stopped by real quick, and I was in the bathroom, and I hear a loud motorcycle. It's like, please be somebody I know. Please be. Ran out, and it was her. I'm really glad I ran into her when I did because I don't know if she's bad luck with just rain, but it started pouring really bad. But I'm glad that she was able to like guide me through roads that she had ridden before to some extent because there were some like hairpin turns and it was raining and foggy and I didn't know the roads at all. So I got really super fucking lucky that she was able to like lead me through those scary ass roads that I wasn't familiar with. So
Well, that's good.
yeah, yes. I've
What
never
about
ridden through such terrible weather in my life.
and then while you were out there, how was like what was the experience? I mean, we all saw the video, but
Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be another video for the like Saturday into me leaving, I think. Saturday was just so much stuff that I did with other female riders. It was just slam packed with hanging out the first night because it was just real rainy, shitty weather when we rode in. Had to like set up in the rain and everything. But Saturday was really amazing. Able to get in a lot of riding, hang out with a lot of females. Got a new tattoo in the evening. Did some
Nice.
river floating and lots of I think I stole lots of Jess's Michelobes, honestly. A lot of her Mick Ultras. And just chilled in a river. And then Saturday just went by so fast. We got a really, really, really freaking amazing dinner at this diner. Of course, that was because of Ride to Food, Stacy Wilt, if you're familiar. She had scoped out a diner, and I was like, Bish, if you're going to go to a good food diner, I'm all about that. And
I mean,
followed along.
If you're going to follow anybody to a food place, that's the person. Her
Yes.
channel is literally
Seriously.
literally finding the best places to eat while riding
She
motorcycles.
led us to the best place, and we got pie. Like, we just ate like heathens, and I think we closed down the diner, honestly, because we were the last people in there. I was like, sorry y'all, we'll finish eating, like we'll get out of here. I mean, we went ham on that Saturday night dinner, and then Sunday we all just got up early and booked it home. Had some long trips to go home, and I am not gonna lie, I absolutely love traveling solo. It was empowering and different. It was good. It was good for the psyche. It was great.
It's definitely a lot of fun. You get to appreciate a lot of what you're seeing and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like the navigator.
Yep.
And you have to be aware of what's in front of you, and you have to be aware of what's on your bike and like all this whatever. And
yes,
but you just get to enjoy it, man.
I think it's so freeing.
Yeah, exactly. It's very freeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like with I want to go back to what we were talking about before with like going with the 10K, finally getting that kind of stuff, whatever. Like what was the motivation for like starting the channel? Why did you decide to get into moto vlogging? Just trying to be like, out there and stuff like that. What makes you want to have a voice in the world?
I have honestly no idea why my crazy ass started it, but I know that seeing how well Jess was doing when I was like bored during the pandemic gave me ideas. And my fiance got fired from his like audiovisual technician job, all of this lovely stuff around me. And we both were like, why don't you just go ahead and give it a shot? And he had the time and patience to teach me everything that I know about, editing and, recording and just like storyboarding or, just actually making a video that people want to watch type stuff. And I couldn't have done it without him. I got really lucky that he got fired, honestly, because he was bored and willing to help me start my channel. I'd always, kind of wanted to do something in the public eye. I wasn't quite sure like what aspect that would be or how that would happen. I always joked, with my mom and family that I just wanted to be a model or whatever, but that's, every female cliche type deal. But the motorcycle community has just been such a great outlet for me personally. It's such therapy. And then how welcoming the community has been when I started my channel was mind-blowing, and how it's just continued and it's just gotten even better and bigger and more loving and more inviting the further that I've gotten into it. It's phenomenal, and I'm so thankful that I started it. And it's like, holy shit, I started something, and it's like, now this means something to people. It doesn't just mean something to me. Like, the existence of me means something to all these people that follow me. And now I care about them too, damn it. Now now I'm supposed to make videos for them too? Oh, shit, dog. People want me to do stuff. Oh, man. Now I'm on the hook. No, I'm kidding. It's great. I'm super stoked and super thankful that I actually got some sort of following. When I hit 500, I was just like, this is everything. So every little milestone will feel like the best. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like the first time I hit 1,000 views on a video, I was like, what? That's incredible.
I know. Yes. Yep. Milestones are everything. And as long as it's still being a fun thing, I definitely get that YouTube, editing, creating, recording, all of the stuff, it's work. It's not easy, but it's so much fun. And as long as it's still fun, that's what matters. And if you're getting other people involved with your fun and what your adventures are, it's the best part of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I absolutely agree with that. You have to continue to make it just worth it for you.
Yes.
You can't just, you can't just do it for everybody. You have to do it for you as well. So
yes,
we have a question for you.
Fun. Oh, sure.
We have a couple questions for you. It looks like
I'll answer all the questions.
What do you do when you ride long distances? Listen to music, silence, books, meditate.
Lots of music. Tends to be like albums on albums. I listened to a book for a minute when I was going to Babes, and it was like The Art of Not Giving a Fuck or something like that. And it was a good book. It was pretty common. And then there was like something about like how to be the most badass person or something like that. Downloaded both those books to listen to, but I just ended up talking to Gina and Nicole on our Cardo headsets most of the ride, just being like bantering about dumb stuff. But yeah, if we weren't talking, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to music because I'm going insane with just static noise. Like I definitely like listening to something, having some music when riding. If I'm like trying to pay good attention, though, I'll turn off any music or what have you. But while traveling, yes, album on album. Playlist of 70s classic rock hits tends to be on repeat on every motorcycle trip I take. So
the problem with that is there's never any more 70s music. All 70s music is created.
Yep, I know. It is what it is. Till you get bands that like imitate, but yeah.
Do you have any advice for time management when it comes to creating content and growing a channel?
I definitely know that I'm terrible at time management. I know that I'm like all over the place.
Told me about that.
I am like a freaking squirrel. It's difficult. You have to carve out times of your day. I've been trying to be better and be like, okay, this day of the week for 2 hours, I'm editing. Then stop. Because sometimes my bitch ass will be editing for 6 hours on one video, and I'm like, this is too much. You've invested way too much time. Like, you need to take a break and move on to something else. But yeah, definitely set time aside in your day, especially if you have a full-time job. It's hard. I know that after work, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is start editing another video.
Just do more work.
Yes, essentially. Especially if you work on computers all day like I do, then you're like hopping off one laptop and going to another. But just carve out the right amount of time for yourself and make sure that it's the appropriate amount of time. I know that I always give myself more time than necessary. So if like friends and family or people reach out and they're like, hey, I want to hang out, I'm like, maybe, but most likely I'll be editing. And then if I do have the time to hang out with friends or family, I'll be like, oh, I finished my video, we can hang out now. But I carve out the time in my schedule, like I'm going to be editing these days, y'all. And I just let them know, like, I'm unavailable because I'm editing. Usually it works out just fine. Nobody gets too upset with me. Or sometimes I will have to leave like a dinner early and be like, I need to go upload my video to YouTube real quick. Sorry, y'all. Like, I forgot. But yeah, there is a lot of time management, a lot of little things that you can forget about, especially if you give yourself, like me, I've pre-established on myself, you only dictate as hard as you work, right? So I've told myself I want to post every Sunday, and I've tried to keep up with that, but you only dictate as hard as you work. If you set a schedule for yourself, you're only upsetting yourself if you don't keep up with that. Your fans will be understanding. The viewers are always so sweet and understanding. So,
especially in this community too. Like,
yeah,
it's just, if you just go on and you're like, hey, I tried, it didn't work this week, whatever. People are like, it's fine. Just, just do whenever.
Everybody's so super like, dude, we get it. Some weeks you just can't. And that's all, we appreciate you trying.
Yeah, but sometimes it's, like you finish a video, you edit it, you render it, it goes through whatever, and you're like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm done.
I'm
Yes, I
done.
got it. And then you go, oh wait,
No,
I need to upload it. I need to come up with a title. I need to come up with a thumbnail.
Lord
Like you're
help
just
me.
like, ugh.
Uh-huh.
It's just like
Yes.
another, even if it's, only 15 to 20 minutes worth of work, it's just another step
Yep.
in the process, and you're just like, man. So yeah, I
There
totally
are.
get. You just need to let it go. I make lists for myself, and I'm
Yes.
just like, this is, like today get this thing done, today get this
Mm-hmm.
thing done, today get this thing done, and just
That's so smart.
yeah. At
Reminder
the end of the
checklist.
right at the end of the week, it's like, okay, yes, everything is done, got it, good to go, taken care of.
Yes.
So
That's
I
smart.
actually have. So I don't know if you saw, but I posted up a um,
Ask me.
Instagram story.
Yeah. Let's see what Instagram came up with for me.
And these are some questions, some wonderful questions that I got. If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
1000% yes. Best question ever.
You know what that reminded me of? Was like, you remember
Hmm.
Spaceballs, Pizza the Hut?
Oh my gosh.
When he
I
got
just,
trapped in the limo and he ate himself to death?
yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
That's the best question ever. Whoever asked that is my favorite.
I think that was David. I think that was cog in the wheel.
Thank you,
Um,
David.
what is the square root of 144? I actually was going to look this up, but I forgot.
Dude, I don't do maths. Okay, listen. I failed calculus, and then after I passed it, failing it the first time. What is it, 60 something? I don't know.
Parker said it was 12.
It's 12. Oh,
But
see, when I failed
isn't it not?
calculus, swore to myself I would never do math again. So screw you and your maths. I have a cell phone. Remember when the math teacher was like,
Yeah.
you won't have a calculator in your
You'll never
pocket
have a
wherever you
calculator in your
go.
pocket.
Well, joke's on you, Mr. Math Teacher, because I do. Yeah, no, I
Mr.
literally,
Math teacher.
Mr. Math Teacher, I swore to myself I would never do math ever again after I passed
The thing
calculus in
is,
college.
yeah, you have a calculator in your pocket, but do you know how to use the scientific calculator in order to
Yes, of
figure that
course.
stuff out?
Yeah, that's the tough
That's
questions.
yeah.
Okay, screw you and
Big
your
Rob
square root
says,
question.
Big Rob says, the only math I need is 1 down, 4 up.
Yes,
I like that one.
precisely. Only math you need to know.
Yeah. And then this is from Rhino. He says, how much FUD could a FUD pucker puck if a FUD pucker could puck FUD?
Um, Keebler elf level.
I was going to say the answer is also 12.
Oh, well, I mean, that could work. I just know the Keebler elves are the fudge packers, so I'm going to go with Keebler elves
Yeah.
for
Keebler Elves is a good one.
for
like that.
500. I don't
Keebler
know.
Elves for 500.
No idea.
And that was all anybody ever wanted to ask you. So
Oh, wow. Tough life
Yeah.
questions. The hot dog one was the best one ever, though,
yeah,
honestly.
the hot dog one was pretty good.
Yes. So freaking good. I swear.
Let me see if I have anything else for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you may have other weird questions on your list. Or
I don't know,
live
we'll
stream
see.
folks hanging out. Ask a question for me.
Paul says 42 is always the answer. I totally agree with that. 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So
Is it 42? I remember. I also think people say ham and Swiss sandwich or something is also
ham and Swiss sandwich.
or something to do with the universe and being the correct answer to everything.
Have you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I think I've just seen the movie. I haven't read it.
Oh yeah, so the Hitchhiker's Guide, well, the Galaxy Saga, it's 5 books, and
Yeah.
so they make this big computer called what is it called? Big Blue or something like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't remember.
yeah.
And yeah, the ultimate answer to the ultimate question is 42.
Yeah, the whole
But
universe
then
is just 42.
yeah, but then they go, well, what's the ultimate question? And they go, oh, well, I can't answer that. You have to build a bigger computer in order to learn that.
So silly. Yeah, I am not good with the maths, so there's a reason I failed calculus in college.
Yeah,
Thank you very
I'm not
much.
good with math either. I was a physics major, and I can do some calculus, but man, it's tough, man.
I'm so glad my physics courses had a large curve on everyone, or I would have
Yeah,
failed.
I'm very good at um, what is it, like conceptual physics?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I'm really good at like converting electricity and like figuring out like refractions and like stuff
Yes.
like that.
The good part of
Uh,
physics. Yeah.
yeah, the fun part, exactly. I know how to
Oh
like,
man.
I could tell you how a rocket works. I
Yeah,
can't
see
tell
that's the
you
fun part.
I can't tell you the thrust it needs to lift off from the earth, but I know how it works.
And what mathematical equation you need to make sure you have the right amount of fuel to make sure it leaves the
Yeah,
atmosphere. Yeah, all that
I know some of
jazz.
that. I know some of that. Have you ever played Kerbal Space Program?
That game is too ridiculous for me to play.
It's it's fun though. Like
It
when
looks
you,
so
especially
fun.
if you're like a sciencey person,
Yes,
like
I've
and you
seen
start to
people
play
play
this
it.
thing.
Yes,
Oh man,
super,
when you like
super cute.
first when you like put something into orbit and then you have something else that you put into orbit and then you connect those two things together, you're just like,
Yes,
"What?"
I did it. Yeah, that game
What?
is actually very scientific for being like very, I would say like almost cutesy cartoon graphics for how
Yeah.
like smart and
Yeah,
scientific
it's
it is.
awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
So Paul says he says Biker Bay Beth, how many tattoos do you have? If
Okay.
you count tattoos, I don't count tattoos, so
I'm a lame-o and I do count tattoos. I have both the tops of my feet tattooed, my sternum piece under my boobies tattooed, and then this shoulder piece that goes onto like my back. And I want to continue it down my back into a bigger, like giant piece, but 5 total. I just got
yeah.
one at Grits and Glory. There was some flash tattoos that you could choose from, and I was super excited. I chose a UFO abducting like a motorcycle rider.
That's
It's
super
on my
sick.
ankle.
I've
It
been
is
trying to
really
convince
dumb.
Josh because we're supposed to go for the Forgotten Angels camp out in October,
Yes. Yeah.
and I've been trying to convince him to get like a booth with like some flash tattoo, like
A
artists out
good
there.
idea.
Because I'm like, dude, it would be so cool. I
Yes.
really want to get matching Miller High Life tattoos with Josh. I really, really, really want to get a matching High Life
Is
tattoo with him.
literally all that man drinks is Miller
I
High.
know. If I
Yes.
could find it, if I could find it like here around as
Yeah.
easily as he could, then that's probably what I would drink all the time too. That's
Oh
why I drink Coors
man.
Light so much because it's the easiest thing for me to find. So
I didn't even think to realize that you would like yes, New York has limited beer sales, doesn't like there's some stuff that you guys can't get out there, huh?
it's not that it's limited. It's just like there are so few choices kind of around where people are at.
Yeah.
Like the deli on the
Hmm.
corner will only sell certain beers,
Mm,
you know?
yeah.
Like they're going to
Yep.
buy Budweiser, Coors Light, Bud Light, and then
Of course.
ours has like a bunch of craft beers, which is actually kind of cool. They
Yeah.
have like, Coney Island IPA, and they have like a
Hell yeah.
bunch of like White Claw, and they have like, whatever, all this kind of stuff. But for like the cheap beer, they only have a certain amount. And
That high
so,
life is special.
yeah, it's hard to find the High Life. I could go, drive down the street and go get it somewhere,
Yeah,
but
but
I'd
you don't
rather
want.
walk to the
Yeah,
corner.
exactly.
So,
Don't want to have to turn on the motorcycle.
yeah, exactly. So
Yes.
let me see.
Let's
So,
see.
what are the 3 people who have been the most influential to you? And if you don't have 3 people, that's okay. I just always ask 3 people.
3 people. Oh, that's so many people. Definitely, I harp on this a lot, but without my fiance Jeffrey, I wouldn't have started anything, let alone motorcycle riding, the channel. He's like my biggest supporter, my biggest encouragement to be the most badass woman I can be, which I'm so thankful for. He's the best. Jess, definitely. I know she gives me a hard time for saying this a lot, but there wasn't very many women that were influencing me to get on a motorcycle and record myself doing it other than her. So yeah, when I first met her and she bought me a hot dog, I was like, you're my best friend now, so thank you. Like, real awkward. She was just super, super sweet lady. And then the third person, honestly, and they're going to give me a hard time for this too, is Clint, some Ohio guy. He has the most work ethic, motivation, and drive that I've ever met and seen in another person. And it's like, he motivates me to do more and be better. And every time I see a photo shoot from him, I'm like, dog, how do you get better every single time? So definitely those three people, and they're three close friends at this point, people that I could say that I would do anything for. And that's really exciting because when I first met Clint on Instagram, we were just kind of like, just chatting buddies back and forth, but we were able to ride together a few times in the fall of last year, and then this summer we've just been able to hang out so much that it's like, okay, dude, you're such a solid dude. Like, you are inspirational. Please stay in my life so I can keep up with you. But he says the same thing to me. So
I remember the video where you first did the photo shoot with him.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh yeah, I'm just going out to the middle of nowhere to meet this guy to go to an abandoned building, and we're gonna shoot some stuff, and it's gonna be cool and fun,
it's gonna
or whatever.
Go well. We'll see what happens.
And then those photos ended up being just absolutely insanely cool. And,
always so good.
It was that guy Matt, right? Big Cat Matt was out there too, and he had the little Grom.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. I got to ride a Grom for the first time because they brought that, and I'm super thankful. I told them they got to teach me how to do a wheelie safely, like in some grass yard somewhere. I'm not about to be wheeling on the streets. I'm not a stunt lady. I'm not stunting or nothing, but I would love to learn how to wheelie that little turd in a field somewhere.
I want to do that too, for sure.
Yes.
I'm so upset that we don't have the space out here to do that kind of stuff, because I also saw, I don't know if you follow Riding Fish, but he posted a video of his friend on an Indian chief who was just learning how to do the burning rollouts.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, I need to learn how to do that. It's just so cool looking.
Ooh.
Like you're drifting on a bike,
Oh man.
It's just so cool.
I do have a small goal to do some track days at some point, to get out on a little bike and do some flat tracking and give it a shot.
Flat tracking.
Yes. Yeah. It's a small goal of mine for sure. So we'll see if I can meet it. I have some fellas in central Ohio. They're a little bit out of Ohio, like the centralized area, but they've reached out to me and we have a racing team. You should come check us out sometime. So definitely need to get out to the flat tracks and see how that would treat me.
I know there's some in New York, a little upstate, because not a lot of people really get that New York is the most of the state is very not redneck, but as close to redneck as you can get without being redneck.
Yes, forest people.
Yeah, it's there's lots of loud trucks and bikes and guns and hunting and just stuff like that, and you don't really think about that with New York, but
yeah,
there's a lot of that stuff up there, and there's a lot of flat tracks. There's a lot of stock car style races. Same thing Country Coder does with the dirt track races and stuff like that. There's a lot of that stuff up there, and
I know.
I need to find somebody that I can get up there and try to do some of that stuff with.
I know.
It looks like a blast.
I definitely want to do flat tracking, and also I want to try some motocross. I mean, I have done BMX racing, and I'm not saying that I was excellent at it, but I definitely think that I would be comfortable trying it on a dirt bike.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I rode a dirt bike. It wasn't the first time I rode one, but it was the first time in a long time that I rode one out in Pennsylvania up at my friend's property, and I forgot that you switch the brakes. You don't hit the front brake as much, you hit the back brake.
Yeah.
And I slammed on the front brake and of course just went Left a big old huge divot in the ground.
Oh, whoop.
We have a question from a cog in the wheel who says, "What is your dream bike, Beth?"
Oh, see, I thought it was always the Lowrider S. I like in my head it was the maroon 2021 Lowrider S, but I
could just build
demoed
that.
it.
Yeah.
It's great. I demoed it, but like the mods that I'll have to do right out the gate to be able to go long distance and be comfortable is a lot. So honestly, I would say the Heritage or a Heritage
Yeah.
Classic, honestly. Which is crazy because when I got on it, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. And I got like 30 seconds down the road, and I'm like, I freaking love this. What? It was just so comfortable, so smooth. I was like, this is a couch on wheels, and I want it, and it's way out of my budget. Damn it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ride we just did the Indian test rides, and I wanted to ride the Super Chief,
Ooh,
which is basically the
yeah.
Heritage version of the Indian Chief. It's got the bags, it's got the detachable windshield,
Is that the one with the
floorboards.
fringes too?
It doesn't have fringe, but it does have a lot of chrome, and it does have like those concho
Yes.
things.
Beautiful.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, definitely has that on the bags.
So fancy.
And I really wanted to ride it, but the guy didn't have the key for it, so we couldn't ride it. But I did get to ride the Chief, which was
Close.
It's the same. It just
not.
didn't have all the same upgrades.
Yep.
So yeah, that Super Chief looked kind of cool.
So
Not gonna lie.
comparing the Chief and just like a newer bagger style Harley-Davidson that you got to test ride recently, which would you, if you had the money, which would you choose?
Well, the Chief was more comparable to like all the Softails.
Yeah.
And it was hard because you're looking at the Softails, and they come with like way better gauges. They come with way better hand controls, like either mini apes or like the lowrider comes with like the T-bars.
Yes.
Stuff like that. But the Chief also like comes with like a 116 with the Dark Horse, which is a bigger
just
motor.
Just a little bigger, and that's all that matters,
just a little
isn't
bit,
it?
Man. Just a little bit. One of the things, like the big kicker for me that I really liked about the Chief, and this is actually in the video that I have coming out on Friday, is
spoiler alerts.
The indicator, the gear indicator.
Okay.
If you have the clutch pulled in on the Harley, it's blank, and then when you let the clutch go, it tells you what gear you're in. On the Indian, it doesn't matter if you have the clutch in or not. It tells you what gear you're in. And that, in my mind, it's a very small thing, yeah. But I think it's a big deal, Like, just little tiny things are what's going to make the comfort level between the two bikes that much different. That little tiny make or break difference, So
it's down to such a wire, and like I think we discussed this before we started, like Harley and Indian, it's Harley and Indian. There's plenty of other wonderful motorcycle companies, but the competition is constantly between Harley and Indian, and which one is just slightly better featured to get the people to spend their money, because they're both very expensive motorcycles. So if we're being straightforward with ourselves.
If you're looking at literally like $1,000 to $2,000 difference,
that's nothing.
You're not going to look at the difference between like the dual shocks or the mono shock.
That
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the difference of like the 111 versus the 114. You're looking at the little minute differences that are going to make what you do every day, your ride every day, more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like
especially if you're getting a bagger.
Yeah, exactly. It's like looking at an Acura versus Infinity. Like both of them have heated seats. Both of them have a 3-point-something liter V6. Whatever. That's fine.
One's just cooler.
One is gonna have one's gonna have gauges that look better to you. One's gonna have a radio that you like a little bit better. Like it's just that's the big difference there. So somebody says, "What is your dream guitar, and why is it a flying V?"
Oh, stop. It's not a flying V. I like so many different style guitars. A flying freaking V, of course, someone would say that. So this guitar, I'm like backwards. This guitar right here is mine. That's my Dean. I got that in high school. I like Dean guitars a lot. I always have. I if I could really like pick a dream guitar, I mean a Les Paul, duh. Like let me get like a real expensive guitar if I'm gonna pick something. But yeah, we have a lot of Schecters in this house too. So they're nice guitars that we've acquired quite a few. I think there's like 3 in this corner alone over there. But yeah, probably a Les Paul. I don't know.
I like
A
the
nice
Les Pauls,
acoustic.
but they're so heavy.
I
They're
know.
crazy heavy.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. And they're just
Yeah,
really big body.
I like the Gibsons.
Yes.
I think the
There's
Gibsons
just
are really cool.
I just love going to guitar stores and kind of just meandering for a while. I did just get, and it's in this other corner, a mandolin. I need to put
Oh
strings
yeah,
on it. Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see. That's probably a little difficult to play, but just for fun.
I had a girl I dated a long time ago. Her dad tried to teach me how to play the mandolin.
It's weird.
It is weird. It's a very
It's just,
strange because you have
yeah.
to like, it's the same chords, but they're
Yeah.
not the same chords.
Yeah, but like almost like on top of one another. Yeah.
Yeah,
Piled up
they're very
together.
strange.
Yes. Very, very little fingers do well on a mandolin. Yes.
Okay, well, we're coming up to an hour here, so I just want
Awesome.
to, kind of wrap stuff up. Paul
Yeah.
wants you to do a quick rip on something on a guitar.
Ha!
So,
No. I am so
so
bad at guitar. Are you kidding? No. I would
where
say the
can where can everybody connect with you online? Tell
oh
us all of your thingies, all your
all the
socials,
things.
all
So
the
you
things.
YouTube's of course Biker Babe Beth. Instagram I'm heavily active on, which is also Biker Babe Beth. There's a Facebook too. Not as active there. But the
It's
biggest
hard to
thing,
be
and
active on Facebook. They don't make it
I
very easy.
it's just kind of like I don't like it anymore. Honestly, when I get on Facebook, I'm like, get
Hmm.
out, let me get out of here. Um,
Yeah.
I'm really active on my Patreon though. If folks want to actually like reach out and discuss and talk about things, Instagram a little hit or miss on the messages because I just get so many. Like folks will ask me questions and I'll try and answer them if they're related to like starting a YouTube or writing or what have you. But Patreon, it's also patreon.com Biker Babe Beth, and there if you have questions, I'll answer right away. That's my fastest. But yeah, Instagram, YouTube's all the same Biker Babe Beth.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Rhino, I did ask the question that you submitted. He's in here asking now. He was
What?
the, what was it? How much stuff? It was how
I
much
don't
FUD
remember.
could a FUD pucker
Oh, I
puck
said
if a
Fudge
FUD pucker
Packer.
could?
No, the
Yeah,
what it wasn't Fudge Packers. It was
I think we decided on 12.
oh yeah, 12. The universe's answer to
It
everything.
was
Yeah.
also 12. It was 12 was the square root and 12 was his
12's
answer
the
as well.
answer to everything. 12 is the answer to the universe.
12 is 42 is actually the ultimate.
Yeah, no, yes, dang it. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
42,
it
everybody.
was close. Yeah,
I
somewhere
just
around there.
don't I just don't like math questions. As long as at any time people have questions for me, they're not math related, we'll be good, okay?
Well, thank you so much to everybody who came out and
Yes.
joined us tonight for
Thanks,
this incredible
guys.
third interview. Thank you so much to Biker Babe Beth
Yes,
for
of
coming
course.
on and joining me here. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as well as going over to my Instagram, which is at Whiskey Chaser, and Biker Babe Beth's Instagram, which is at Biker Babe Beth. Um, we have since hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, and
Woo!
that's a big deal. We're going to be doing a
Yes.
giveaway for that milestone right there. So, be sure to be on the lookout for that. If there's anybody you'd like to see on a live stream, please let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll DM them. And if
Mm.
they think that I'm not trying to be creepy and everything, then they may respond to me. Who knows?
Hey, I'll suggest some people and I'll tell them you're not being creepy. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes.
It's always good if you have an alibi.
Yeah. Beth told me to message you will be your
Yeah.
alibi. Yes.
She said it was good. That's it. That's all I got.
You're friends with Beth, I think, right?
They'll be like, Beth? Oh.
Who is that girl? No, I don't like her.
So next week we should have Big B, Cog in the Wheel. He should be coming back. He unfortunately had to reschedule this week, but he should be coming on next week. So please do me a couple of favors. Go follow Beth, obviously, on all of her platforms. You got to look at YouTube. You got to look at Instagram, and you got to look at Patreon. Patreon's where you're doing all of the build, right? All that stuff's going into like the build and stuff. Or
Yep.
Yeah.
Patreon is where you can reach out to me and ask questions, and also that's where my fun photos live.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then two, check out all the links in the description down below for info on how you can support both her channel and my channel.
Yes.
I also have a Patreon, and we're trying to get to 10. I got a special
So
gift
close.
for all the first 10 Patreons.
You can do it.
Yeah, I already told the Patreons that are already part of it, and they're kind of like really excited about it. I think
Yes.
pretty cool.
Come on, people.
So we got a couple more, and then we'll be able to start that up. It'll be a good time. So
awesome.
Thank you again, everybody.
Yes.
Have a wonderful night. We'll see you this Friday with the Indian Tessaride demo.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good time. So
Sounds
be sure
awesome.
to look out for that. All right. Bye, Beth. Thank you so much for
Bye,
being here.
Chase.
And I really,
Bye,
really
guys.
appreciate it. All right. And everybody in the comments, thank you so much. Love you. See you next time.
Bye, Parker.